Today on Suncoast View, going back to school involves a social issue this year. How do schools handle medical marijuana use by students and staff?
One person's trash is another person's treasure. That includes fish. Today we learn about and taste new types of sustainable seafood.
And we found some fun new Florida products that are perfect for decking out those college dorm rooms. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome to two good friends today. We are happy to have Nikki Logan Curran with us to start.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Always fun to be here, and we have a fun show today.
It is a foodie show today, and that is appropriate because our other guest, of course, is Tracy Freeman, the editor of Edible Sarasota. So lots of food friends.
Fish.
Yes, I do. I know a lot about fish.
And Nikki actually was involved in the very beginning of the Trash Fish Dinner with Tracy. So I love that we've renamed
Trashy Love Fest together.
Yeah, a lot of fun food talk today. It is one of our favorite topics, of course, so we are excited to learn more about that. And of course, a good chef in the kitchen, Chef Scott from the Rosemary, joining in the foodie fun. Welcome back, Chef. What are we making today?
Today we are going to do a cardamom seared shrimp and scallops with a forbidden rice and wakame salad.
Ooh, forbidden rice, I love it.
Linda's always liked that name, Chef.
I like to do things forbidden, even if it's only rice.
You're scaring the chef in the kitchen. Yeah. Chef Scott would be the only man represented today, so he probably is a little bit nervous. I did want to mention that the latest issue of Edible Sarasota can be found out and about. I know I have read it cover to cover, and I love it because it's the sandwich issue. Chef Judy brought her favorite sandwiches on the Suncoast to us yesterday.
I saw that.
Oh, that was dangerous as can be, because it's amazing how many there are.
It was awesome. Yeah, I was one day short.
Was one of those your favorites?
Well, they all were, but I'm all about the meatball.
You're a meatball girl?
Yeah.
Yep. And I am more of a unusual layer as many things like fresh mozzarella and vegetables.
Do you have to have a chip?
No, I don't have to have a chip.
I don't even want the sandwich if there's no chip.
Really? You need a crunch.
I need a crunch.
I need cheese.
I need cheese.
Oh, I need cheese.
I would go with you. I would need a crunch.
Yeah. Well, one of the sandwiches we tried yesterday had the chip in it, which we joked about the kids have been doing at the lunchrooms for years.
Yeah.
Remember I used to call it the weird kid.
I still do that.
Or the moms do it still.
I do it still.
Oh, you guys are naughty. Chips in the sandwiches.
And on the, yeah.
I like it.
It's a thing.
So, all right. Well, lots of good food news. You'll always want to pick up Edible Sarasota. It is time for our first hot topic. And as kids head back to school in the next couple of weeks, a new issue is plaguing districts. How do school boards manage medical marijuana use in the schools? Many parents don't realize that Florida's legislation allows qualified kids to use the drug at school. Now, school districts have to develop policies on how to store marijuana, account for the marijuana, and dispense it. Furthermore, it's not clear if the schools have the legal power to administer it. The other gray areas involve allowing district employees to use medical marijuana if legally prescribed. I think this sort of slid under the rug in the legislation, that if the child is prescribed it for a seizure per se, and one occurs at school, they can then be issued it.
If it's used just as a medication, it's just like all other medications. It should be used just like all other medications, no different.
That's my mom answer. If it was my child that needed it to stop the medical issue, you dish that out.
That's what they've said it is. So if it's a medicine, use it like a medicine.
You're not hesitant to pump them full of prescription drugs. Nobody's pitching a fit about that. No one's ever been stoned to death.
What about the school
Do you know
nurses?
what I mean?
Do you feel bad for the school nurses, though? I kind of do. That's just a scary
I feel bad for them anyway.
Yeah,
that's like the worst job ever. And we are grateful for them, but that's got to be rough. But you know, I mean, you're a mom. I feel like
if my child needed it, they would have it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the mom answer, that we'll do what we have to do for our kids.
Well,
but I do feel bad for the districts.
It's just a medication, so use it that way.
Yeah. Now, what about teachers who need it as a medication?
I can think of a few.
I'm not sure that's a medical issue you're referring to.
Just bring it down. Be a little sweeter. That was probably not the topic.
That probably wasn't how we met it, but I understand. So, well, we know, we've talked about it in our workplace, that, you know, what a company rule is doesn't have to mesh with the state. So it'll be interesting to see how the school district rule meshes with the state.
Right. I'm sure you're right. It did slide under the radar, but.
Well, I'm sure there were a lot of medications like that
I
they
agree.
weren't sure how to use when it started out. But if it's legal and if it's necessary the way it's prescribed, then it should be taken that way.
Although you have to admit, as I try to find light in most everything, you know, it was one thing to deliver your child's asthma medicine at the beginning of the school year with
Right.
the note
Right.
on it, here's my child's asthma medicine.
Right.
Now you're being, here's my kid's pot. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny, you know. But if it's a medicine, it's a medicine.
It is.
Yeah.
Another
I'm on board.
sign of societal change, the newest Girl Scout badge offerings. They're a sign of the modern world. There are now 18 cybersecurity badges to expose girls to information age concepts and challenges. The Girl Scouts say this will further encourage girls in STEM careers, as well as evening out the virtual playing field. Do you like this, or do you think it's kind of sad that scouting isn't as simple as campfire cooking anymore?
Nothing is as simple as campfire
yeah.
cooking
Makes me sad.
anymore. Knowing how to cook on a campfire is not going to help you a whole lot in our society, but learning this may very well help.
I think you need it all. I
Yeah.
think you need it all. And I think to round out the curriculum in a way that is indicative of what we are currently faced with, everything is technology based.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was on vacation with my grandchildren, and the 9-year-old girl, they were playing games on their iPad, said, "Oh, somebody just said a bad word." And we said, "Who are you talking to?" oh, I don't know. We're playing a game with somebody. So there were some very bad words coming through on the 9-year-old's iPad, and so they do need to know more about cybersecurity.
Yeah, Tracy's smiling. That sounds like
I'm
a
just looking at my
conversation
daughter over there.
I mean, is that something you've already had to address?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess that's why it's there then. But I don't, you know, it just doesn't. You're right. Nothing is as it used to be. But I was a Girl Scout. We learned how to pitch tents
Start
and
fires
make
with
fires.
sticks.
And
Right.
Have
when
you
my
ever
daughter
started a fire with sticks?
No, and I've never been on a Girl Scout camp out where it didn't rain either. But those were all
Sure.
life skills. But I guess
Right.
life skills have changed.
Well-rounded girls.
And that's a very good point.
what we need.
That is exactly what we want. So psychologists continue to discourage spanking children by parents. The latest report in developmental psychology shows the negative impacts from spanking can last well into teen years. It also showed a link between those who were spanked at 15 months and 25 months with aggressive behavior in the 5th grade. Previous studies have only linked spanking to short-term negative effects. I have very mixed views on this one.
So not a spanker.
Oh, well, okay, my daughter is 40. Uh-oh, she'll kill me for that.
But she doesn't look it.
No, she's not watching. She's not watching. She's at work. But yeah, I spanked her. She
Yeah?
still is mad at me about that.
But if she remembered, it must have worked.
It must have. She turned out really good.
Yeah,
I say
I was
I take
spanked.
full credit.
I tried spanking, but it didn't work. Because the kid turned around and said, "That didn't hurt." And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I'd like to make it hurt,
And
so I better
It depends
stop.
on the kid, and it
Right.
can't be hard. If you have to do it hard, it's not working, right?
Yeah, well, the wooden spoon. I still look at the wooden spoon and have flashbacks.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I like the way you did that.
I came up with this plan. My dad used to spank us quite a bit. That
And look at you now.
You're amazing.
Outstanding woman in our community.
I'm just going to forget the story I was going to say because it's just not.
You know, when I was
talk
young,
about it later.
they would say, "Okay, go get me a switch," and you had to go out and get
your own
switch and bring it back. That would take a long time because you did a lot of shopping for that switch.
The wooden spoon is popular in our age group when our kids were younger. I had a girlfriend that used to keep one in the car because her kids had major behavior problems in the back seat, and she used to just hold it up.
Yeah?
And that meant when we get to when I'm not driving, your butt and the spoon are going to become friends.
Doesn't that hurt more than a hand?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think
was
so.
never good
I think
at
it's like a
spanking.
legal weapon.
David does like the move you along spank. It's like
Right,
that's
the
what we
swat
did.
on the butt.
get in there and brush your teeth, like
I
that
rem-
kind of thing. He does it.
I remember the feeling of it on a diaper, so it didn't hurt very much.
I don't know. Controlling teenagers isn't easy, whether you spank
you
them when they're
can't spank
15
them.
months and whether it comes back to haunt you when you're
Totally.
15. So, hey, whatever works. All right, big health news. Big butts are okay. Well, sort of.
Thank you, Jesus.
Exactly. The journal Cell Metabolism says women who have more fat in their hips and thighs, that's known as pear-shaped, are at a lower risk of heart attack, stroke, and diabetes than the apple-shaped figure. The study says that big hips and butts actually act as kind of a sponge obviously, and it stops fat from traveling to internal organs. Whereas when you have fat in the middle of your body, like an apple figure, it releases the harmful chemicals more easily up to your top. So there is no shame in our curvy game.
Well, I don't know if it acts as a sponge, but I know it acts as padding. When I've fallen off the horse and been knocked down by a goat and was never hurt because I had lots of padding in the behind.
See? There you go.
It keeps you safe.
You two can't even stop laughing. Well, do you know why this makes me happy, though? Because as an 80s teenager, I wanted to be a skinny waif, because that's what was in the 80s. The girls now, the teens now, they want butts.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they're like, why do you don't want a skinny butt? I'm like, oh, well, I used to.
Yes, I hear that all the time.
News. It's good news.
Exactly.
Keep squatting.
Keep squatting.
Keep squatting, ladies.
Build it up, girls. All right, well, I have more good news. Speaking of curves, guess what else is in this season, according to the New York Post? Boobs. The article says, and I quote, "Stand up straight, push out your chest, and work that feminine charm, as bountiful boobs are back in style." Unquote. So the article shows Hollywood stars flaunting their front sides, and then a bra manufacturer cites a 27% increase in cleavage-enhancing styles. Maybe they'll bring back the water bra. I love that thing. Social media went wild after this article, saying, when did boobs ever go out of style? It's not like you can take them off or on.
I thought we were focusing on man cleavage this season.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. We're going to talk about that next, but we're going to talk about your cleavage. We are. We're going to talk about your cleavage first.
You can't really control whether you have a big butt or big boobs, and yet we're being judged on that. You're either in or out from what you were born with. That's not fair. How often do my kids say that?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily whether you have them. I think it's how you play them up, because obviously we don't take them on and off. But there are styles some years.
I'm feeling very cleavagey all of a sudden.
You need to cover up. There's styles in some years that enhance them, and then there's styles in other years that don't. So, I mean, I kind of understand that.
Sometimes we focus on lips, sometimes we focus on eyes.
But apparently in the fashion world and the runway and the Hollywood styles, this is the year of the
runway
boob.
is not having boobs. They are going to be the same little sticks they've always been on that runway. Don't you think?
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
the runway's
can you
probably
imagine?
not.
They're not embracing the curves.
When the real world wears the runway fashions,
That's right.
we look booby.
That's right.
Because they don't have any on the runway.
This is all good news this morning.
yeah,
Where this is like the best.
You like
Just
this?
keep going.
We're going to eat, and we're going to talk about how curves are in. Well, she's about to like it even more because it's going to get better. We're not being sexist here, so we also need to talk about the hot trend in men's fashion. Their best assets are up front as well, apparently, because male cleavage is also in this year. They have been a number of preening professional athletes and models at the recent fashion shows. Unbuttoned to the sternum, the jackets are undone, because if you've got nicely sculpted pecs, we want to see them.
Yes.
Plunging necklines are in for all of us.
Yes.
You're very excited about that.
I'm very excited about this.
You're a chest girl.
I just love when men feel like confident and sexy, you know? That whole like polo with the white t-shirt underneath, like not feeling it. The deep V's.
Deep V's.
Yeah, V-neck tees. Even, we were at the mall, they're even doing like swoopy men's shirts now.
Oh, like scoop neckies?
Total scoop.
Don't like that at all.
Love all of it.
I like the V, yes, I think that has good lines, and I think it looks good, but I don't know about an off-the-shoulder kind of look.
Well, not quite a full sleeve.
But you know, scoopy in the
gentle
front.
swoop.
So I can't imagine a scoop neck and then two little pecs sticking up. That seems awfully
I
feminine.
haven't seen it yet. I only saw it on the hanger.
There are too
kind
many
of
of those.
Very interesting. All right, this was our fashion trend segment. Now we're switching to food. And our chef is unbuttoning a shirt, by the way. I just saw it in the back. We're going to continue on with our happy hour forecast. When we come back, we're talking about sustainable seafood.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your update here this evening. And looks like hot temperatures right now, very hot. In fact, there's a heat advisory over South Florida. It feels like 101 in Sarasota and in Venice, 106 in Arcadia. That's the feels like temperature as you combine that temperature and humidity, and 102 in Northport right now. There are some storms developing mainly to the north of us today. That's where all the action's been. That front kind of setting up there. There's some showers in the Gulf of Mexico pushing off to the northeast. We'll see how those turn out. Yesterday they kind of weakened as they made their way toward the coastline. And this little line that's developing looks like it's going to clip Longboat Key and Anna Maria in about an hour from now. The distance offshore about 15 miles, and that's about how fast they're moving, 15 miles an hour toward the northeast. Currently, it's 90 with the heat index at 101 and the dew point at 76. Winds are out of the southwest at 10. We'll have much more on our weather and the weekend weather at 5.
There are literally a lot of fish in the sea and the Gulf, of course, but many seafood species are underutilized, are not part of our diets at all. So Sarasota chefs are coming together to create a sustainable seafood dinner. And one of the founding chefs, Steve Phelps from Indigenous, is here to tell us about how we can eat more trash fish. And also, we have Tracy, who is part of the original founding team that created this event as well. So welcome, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so this is the 4th year.
4th year.
Yep, and tell us about why we have renamed the event. Because originally it was trash fish.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, years back, probably 5-6 years, we really used the term trash fish to create this awareness of some of these bycatch species that everybody was trying to sell because they're really good, they're delicious. But as we've moved forward, the momentum got great. Everybody was buying trash fish, so to speak. And you know, now we have fishermen that have a hard time selling it under that name because you want to sell them a product and you say, yeah, well, I've got some trash fish for you. So me and some other chefs have kind of put the momentum in to say, hey, you know, the trash fish is a bycatch, but it's also a sustainable option.
So what is it? So when people, our viewers, what is trash fish? Like some examples of what would a few of them be?
Trash fish is like the lesser known fish that people don't see too much. There's porgies, which are very abundant in the sea. There's 2 different types of them. Sheep's head, which are a very local fish.
It's my favorite.
People eat stingrays, southern stingrays. I mean, it goes on and on. There's so many species out there that people are unaware of that are absolutely delicious. And it's really great to see it starting to hit a market. And we're creating jobs with that, too.
True, and we're exporting too many things that we should be utilizing locally.
That's true. It's still over 90% of the fish on our tables in our restaurants are imported from other countries, which is disturbing.
What's kind of the goal of the chefs with putting together an event like this? What do you hope people will take away from it about the sustainable seafood practice?
Well, this is a great way to educate a community. I mean, we've got 11 chefs doing this event this year, which is 5 more than we've done in the past. They have simple guidelines that we use through the Seafood Watch program, which they actually have little pocket guides that tell you which fish are in the green that you should use.
Oh, good.
So all of them have been educated, and they're taking it into their restaurants and educating the guests. So we've got 150 diners that'll walk out of there with a great education of what we're doing.
All right, well, you're going to educate us with something that smells phenomenal. Steve has prepared a dish with certain kinds of sustainable seafood. So tell us about this.
Well, what we've done is we like to utilize all the different cuts of fish that we have, and locally we do have a combination of an invasive species. There's lionfish in there.
Oh, we're eating lionfish?
Yes, we are. Again,
I can hardly wait.
I have become the lionfish king for some reason. There is
I see a
Two
movie
Docks
coming.
Clams, which is a local clam company. They have their clams are in Port Charlotte, Hillsborough, and Pine Island. And there's a little bit of what's called beeliner in there also, which is a very small, amazing whitefish. And we whip up some Everglades spice with butter, white wine, and garlic.
Oh,
and
it's so good.
herbed breadcrumbs, and just bake it. And that's actually going to be a version of the dish that I'm going to do at the event this year.
So this is something we can all do at home if we learn what these fish are, where we can get them. I mean, this doesn't seem overly complicated.
It's not. It's not. And that's what we try to teach people to do with the fish. I mean, make it a simple dish, make it understandable. All these underutilized fish, you know, when we say sustainable, we've got invasive fish, we have farm-raised fish, and we have, you know, wild local catch too. And they're very affordable, which is what we have to remember also. You know, you go to buy red snapper, it's $20 a pound.
Right.
But if you go to buy sheep's head, they're basically giving it to you for a couple bucks.
Right.
But I would put them on 2 plates, and people would love the sheep's head just as much as they would the other fish.
So a regular person could cook them. I was thinking it'd have to be a great chef to make. You could
Yeah, he'll
make
do it for you.
anything.
We
can
could
make
talk about that
anything
later.
taste good.
Right.
So you're not trying to hide the flavor, though. Like, my son catches sheep's head in the mangroves all the time.
That is the best fish.
It has never occurred to me to
it's
fillet
probably
them
my
and cook them.
favorite.
Really?
It's probably my
Okay.
very favorite
Mangroves?
fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no,
sheep's
sheep's
head.
head.
Yeah.
Sheep's head.
Back in the mangroves is where he's find them.
And I'll tell you what, I'm starting to see all these chefs who are involved in these events are starting to play with them on their menus more often. And, you know, we do have guests that say, hey, where can I buy it? And it's available. You could go to the docks and talk to fishermen all the time.
Well, what a great
Very
event to learn
good.
more about
You
sustainable
guys should be really
seafood.
proud. You've made a big difference in the
Yeah,
community.
4th
Really
year, I
have.
can't believe it. And Tracy's
Good
done
job,
a great
Tracy.
job, as well as yourself with your
Yes.
involvement. So
All right. Well,
Tastes great.
thank you to you and the chefs. Thank you to Edible Sarasota, of course, for participating in the Sustainable Seafood Dinner. And remember, with everything that's new on the food scene happening on the Suncoast, you can always find out about it in Edible Sarasota. We're going to keep enjoying the fish, but it's also time for some blonde jokes. They keep rolling in this week. Gosh, I wonder why.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Just go do it. Go do it. If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Welcome back. Okay, as a bubbly TV person, I have spent the majority of my life and career fighting the dumb blonde stereotype. The phrase makes me crazy. So we are well aware this week we have had a plethora of blonde co-hosts on our show once again today. So we're going to address this issue head on. So in case you didn't know, making fun of blondes is not a new thing. It started over 250 years ago with a mistress named Catherine Rosalie Gerard Duth. She had a lot of names. She was often called a dumb blonde because she took frequent pauses when speaking. Another fun blonde fact, Marilyn Monroe demanded that no other blonde women ever co-star in any of her films. She wanted all eyes on her. Oh. So you're all lucky you get to sit here with Linda and me
have no problem
because
having
we
all
could share
blondes.
the blonde spotlight. So
all good news today.
all good news today. Do you think you've ever been treated differently because you're blonde?
Oh, I have. When I started out as a reporter, I was the first reporter on the street in Atlanta, and they weren't used to seeing a woman, and so the cameras would set up, everybody would talk, and then the dumb blonde, me, would be over in the corner getting off my mic, and they would start saying the things they didn't want to have on camera, because they thought I was just a dumb blonde. But I have a very good memory for a dumb blonde, and all those things appeared on television immediately. So I made my reputation, I think, by looking like a dumb blonde, I guess, in remembering things like a brunette.
I guess so. Tracy, what about you?
I love that.
Do you play the dumb blonde card ever in your advantage?
Well,
maybe.
depends on the situation.
So I do have to rat everybody out a little bit here. Blonde is not necessarily the only hair color you've all ever had. And
No.
We've done some digging to prove that. So here's Tracy, who I would have never recognized as a brunette. Do blondes have more fun? Did you like that phase?
Yeah, I think people are nicer to me as a blonde. When I had my hair dark, I felt like I wasn't treated so warm and fuzzy as I am as a blonde.
All right. Well, you look good in brown hair, but
Yes,
that's
it's
very
fun.
interesting. All right, Linda Carson has had many hair colors.
Yes, I
but
have.
they're her
Oh,
darker
my God.
shades.
That's the color I was born with, I'm afraid. It was sort of medium brown. And then I went blonde, and then I went red, and then I used black carbon paper to make it black again.
Really?
Oh,
It was great, except when you put your head on a pillow, and there was an outline of your
amazing.
head.
All right, Nikki has her brunette phase as well.
Oh,
that's
my goodness.
That's dark.
It's actually
Pretty blonde.
It's pretty dark, actually. It's a difficult photo, but that's my sister and I, maybe like 10 years ago. But
you do look a lot alike.
I know, she's the best.
Do you like being a blonde?
Yes.
Because you've gotten lighter since I've known you.
No, I just keep getting lighter, and yes, I think blondes have more fun, and I'm not offended by the blonde jokes. I remember Dolly Parton said, she was like, I've never been offended by a blonde joke because I'm not really a blonde and I'm not dumb. And I was like, get it, girl. I like it.
All right, and if you're waiting for my dark hair pictures, there are none. I mean, I am actually a natural blonde.
Really?
I'm a natural dishwater dirty blonde. I obviously help it along and make it a little prettier.
I was going to say.
But I have never, ever in my entire life had hair that didn't look basically like this.
Ah, that's amazing. And you said, do we like being blondes? We spend a lot of money to be blondes.
Well, yes.
Of course we like being blondes.
Yes, we absolutely do. All right, well, just to show our sense of humor, we have gathered some of the popular blonde jokes to see how we stack up with them. Why can't a blonde dial 911?
I know, because she can't find 11 on her phone.
She can't find the 11. Yep, we own it. How do you keep a blonde busy in the shower all day?
Ooh. Huh.
Give her a shampoo bottle. It says lather, rinse, repeat.
Good one.
Just
we
saying.
do follow orders, I'll admit.
That's right. How did the blonde die raking leaves?
I feel bad for her already. That's already blonde.
She fell out of the tree. Oh, you know
bless her
what?
heart.
You gotta own it. We're totally fine with it. Well, and just to show solidarity, our producers and directors also wanted to be blonde this week.
Oh,
so there is Joey, Jim, and Matt joining
They look so
the
much
crew.
better.
Well, they
Look
know
at that.
blondes have more fun.
So much more glamorous.
So we are proud to have all blonde co-hosts for several days in a row. No intention of offending
I may have
anybody.
dark hair tomorrow, you never know.
Well, hopefully you laughed right along with us. So we got it all going on. All right, coming up next, how to deck out a dorm room with some cool products right here from Florida. Stay with us.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
ABC 7, My Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch My Suncoast News wherever you are, on our live stream, on our newly redesigned MySuncoast.com, and a brand new ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, and dining with recipes at all the hottest Suncoast restaurants. Visit MySuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for iOS and Android.
Back to school season means packing for college for many families and trying to deck out a dorm room so it doesn't look so blah and boring. Product expert Kim Livingood from the Eclipse Agency is here with some fun finds for college. Welcome, Ken, and they're all from Florida. We love it when they're local.
Great. Well, thanks for having me. I'm super excited about these great products.
Oh, what a difference you've already made in our sets. Have a seat, ladies. Let's try them out. Let's see how this is going to work. Ooh,
wow.
All righty.
Wow.
Tell us about what you brought here.
This is an awesome company that you may have first seen on Shark Tank. And Lori bought into the company, and they are just killing it. They are a bean bag with a bed inside. So you know how you have guests that come and stay with you, and you never have enough space?
Exactly.
Well, here you go. It's an instant bed. We have a demo that we did earlier.
Definitely looks comfortable.
It's super comfortable. We have one at home, and my daughter has completely stolen it.
So you can use it as a beanbag like we are.
Absolutely. They come in tons of different colors. This is the demo of how easy it is to take right out of the beanbag case.
That is amazing. So when mom comes to visit the dorm, she gets to sleep on the beanbag.
Absolutely. They're great for home. They're great for dorm rooms. Tons of different colors, different sizes. So they have the full size all the way up to like a double king. And they range from about $200 to $599.
Oh, how do they feel?
Look how easy it is to fold it.
Look at this.
And they have a secret trick where you fold it like a taco, and then you sock it in, and then rotate and bounce it, and it goes right back in.
Oh,
and
very
you know
good.
What? It's all on their website. They've got great demos, and it's super easy to do it.
You'll be the most popular person in the dorm if you've got one of these.
Absolutely, and they're super comfortable, right?
They're
awesome. You can tell. Don't go to sleep. We've got something really exciting coming up next. Bring on the models.
Well, we have a company out of South Florida. Come on, girls. This is called Swim Rise, and it is slim wear for swimwear.
Oh, wow.
And it's a compression band with a little bit of a skirt attached to it. So you wear it over your bathing suit, and it's waterproof. So if you're at the beach and you want a little bit more cover up, and I know I have a college daughter, and I do not want her wearing those skimpy bathing suits that everybody's wearing now. So these are perfect to give you a little bit extra cover up.
But they're darling. You can see through them, so they're really, really cute.
Super cute, super comfortable. And if you want to go from the beach directly to the daiquiri deck, you're all set. You don't have to put, you know, the worst feeling when you're sticky from the salt water and you try to put on like shorts over it, and it's just such a gross feeling. This solves all the problems. It's a mother-daughter company out of South Florida.
Oh, that's great.
And you can get them online for about $70. And they come in different styles, different colors.
Love it.
And they look great. And I really appreciate my models who agreed to do this for me. A couple of them are my Orange Theory trainers right here.
If I looked like that, you'd see me out there in a swimsuit, too.
Absolutely. I have very good friends. Thank you, girls.
Thank you. You look gorgeous, and I love those little skirts. That's a great idea.
Aren't they cute?
So what else did you bring?
So the last company is also out of South Florida, and they make stuffed animals out of any design that you create. So you can customize them, you can do pictures, and so this is a picture of an old-time picture, and it got turned into a plush.
Oh, look at that.
So you could have your own.
Well, you could send it to the mother who's sending the kid away to college, so you still have something to remember them by. Oh, Stephanie, we'll send you one of those.
Actually, I do have something for Stephanie that I will show in a minute. These are the other two that they had pictures of that, you know, your kid, here, there you go. So your kid can draw something and then create it, or, and they're all handcrafted, beautifully made, super soft, super comfy.
What a great idea for an artist, though.
And you know, when you leave college and you have a pet, and you don't want to leave your pet. That is the worst feeling ever.
Yes.
So what do?
Sneak him into the door.
Turn your
Oh, it's Wrigley. I'm gonna cry.
A picture for Wrigley.
Oh
my
Stephanie,
gosh.
You recognize him?
Oh, that is amazing. Okay, I may cry.
So much like Wrigley.
So when Wrigley goes to guide dog you, I can hold him.
And when your daughter goes to college, she can take him.
You're going to make all of us
Yay.
This is
It's
wonderful.
too early. You can find this company online at budsies.com, and they range in price. They start anywhere from $89 to $139 for truly custom.
Well,
That's really a
I might
good
give
idea.
my granddaughter one of these little guys. Those are so
You might
cute.
not give it back to her, though.
That's true. This is so great. Thank you so much, Kim. Anybody going to college with all this stuff will have a wonderful time. Thank you. And did you know this is National Skin Cleansing Week? Well, we're going to celebrate, of course. We'll show you the easiest way to clean your skin coming up.
The official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC7. Download yours today.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today. From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Thousands of dollars turn up missing from a local parent-teacher organization at a school. Now a volunteer is facing charges. And dozens of homes are being threatened with erosion by a river in Manatee County. And we'll look at the damage it's causing to backyards and how homeowners will try to handle the problem. Let's get another check on the weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Scott, a heat advisory is in effect for South Florida right now. We could certainly be in that as well as temperatures and feels like temperatures in the low 100s to mid and now 106. That's what it feels like if you combine that dew point temperature with the actual temperature in Arcadia. The news is on the radar, most of the rain has fallen to the north of us now, but there are some showers developing here in the Gulf of Mexico, which could bring some relief pretty soon here in the next half hour or so out in Anna Maria and Lombo Key. A little bit longer time to the south. More on the forecast at 5.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Welcome back. Well, we try never to miss a good holiday, especially when it involves beauty products. So remember back to Monday this week, it seems like a long time ago, we were having Tropical Storm Emily. It actually disrupted the taping of our show. So our beauty expert who was with us on Monday, Mickey Williams, is going to talk to us today about cleansing. But when we talk about national holidays, who knew there is a National Cleanser Week?
We've done a good deed for society. Now everybody knows.
It's like the full body show today.
That's a really good point. We have talked about those other parts, and now we're taking it to the face. Here's Mickey. Welcome back. This time of year, it is pretty easy for our skin to feel all sweaty and slimy. So it is appropriate that this is National Cleanser Week. Beauty expert Mickey Williams is here with an entire line of skin cleansers that help us stay fresh and clean even in the summer heat. Are all these cleansers created equal?
No, absolutely not. And I think it's important. It's not just for women, it's for men as well. Like, we tend to wear a lot of makeup. We tend to put a lot of sunscreen on this time of the year. But men also do. And August 1st marks National Cleanse Week. And it's also CeraVe National Cleanse Your Skin Week. And I'm absolutely obsessed with knowing the ingredients in the products that you use. It's very, very important, right? So about CeraVe, they have 3 essential ceramides in every one of their products. And it's really, really great because they have 5 cleansers to choose from. And I think making that initial step with your cleanser of actually doing something that's absolutely important, like putting ceramides back into your skin and helping to rebuild that protective layer of your skin is something as simple as a cleanser. Come on, that's absolutely essential. So we have 5 different.
Yeah, help us understand the differences here.
How do we choose?
This one is hydrating. What does that mean for us?
The hydrating facial cleanser is really amazing because what that does is it actually has those 3 essential ceramides built into it, but it hydrates. It also has hyaluronic acid in it, which helps retain skin's natural moisture. I love a liquid cleanser, I really do, but they actually have a hydrating cleansing bar, which I find
that's what I need.
Yes, and don't you feel like, I know a lot of people love to kind of dual cleanse. I forget how important these bars are because I think a lot of us associate when we're using a bar, it's going to get really, really drying. It's going to dry.
Yeah,
it does
the
not do
waxiness
that.
of it.
It keeps those, it kind of gives the hyaluronic acid back into the skin, but it also keeps your skin not feeling squeaky clean. It keeps your natural kind of hydration there, but it gets all of that stuff off of your skin that you're wanting to remove, especially this time of the year.
I love that. I have to have soap.
What's the difference with the bar then and say a foaming cleanser?
A foaming cleanser is really incredible. I love foaming. A lot of people prefer foaming cleansers, which is really important. And CeraVe's foaming cleanser, again, it has those 3 essential kind of, ceramides built into it, but it also removes oil without disrupting that kind of protective barrier. It also has the hyaluronic acid in it, but it also has niacinamide in it. And that's going to help you to calm your skin. Their particular foaming cleanser is really, really, really very, very popular. And I think a lot of people kind of go towards a foaming cleanser. What I like again about it is putting back those ceramides into your skin, but it's not overly drying out your skin, but it is giving you a little bit of a deeper kind of clean.
So this is almost like whatever you like. If you like the bar, the foam, or you like the regular cleanser, there's an option for you.
Yeah, and if your skin's a little bit drier, then you're going to lean towards more of a hydrating. If you really want to kind of get that oil and dirt removed, but without stripping your skin, a foaming is great. If you have that preference for a bar, they have 5 very, very incredible cleansers that you can make that first start with by adding those ceramides back to your skin, but also getting the perfect clean.
Okay, I'm worried about aging and breaking out.
Who's worried about aging?
Oh, no,
You're
trust me.
absolutely fabulously taken care of by them because they have a renewing SA cleanser, and that's SA stands for salicylic acid. And what's great about this is it's going to exfoliate, it's going to detoxify, it's going to gently cleanse your skin, it's going to remove that dirt and oil without the use of harsh microbeads. Microbeads are getting a lot of press right now. It's not going to strip your skin, scratch your skin with those little microbeads. It also has vitamin D in it. It's really, really an incredible cleanser. I know a lot of us tend to kind of love that salicylic acid because it helps us control breakouts, even adult breakouts, but it also is this really natural way of exfoliating your skin and having that natural cellular turnover. So we love that product.
All right, and you mentioned makeup. We're all into quick makeup remover. Do these cloths both cleanse and remove makeup?
Yes, and they're genius. And you see a lot of these cloths, and a lot of them, I'm going to tell you, ladies, some of them are a little bit harsh. Some of them are a little bit kind of, they can be a little bit greasy.
Some of them
fall
leave a
off on
greasy
your
smell.
skin.
One that can get the makeup off.
Exactly, and I'm telling you, these will actually remove waterproof mascara, which is really, really wonderful. And all of them have those 3 essential ceramides built into them. So I actually use this as my first step when I'm really wearing a lot of makeup, and I want you to feel the softness of this cloth. And pass it down. You'll feel it has a really nice texture to it. It's going to remove all of the oil, the dirt, the waterproof mascara.
It doesn't feel slimy at all.
It does not.
That's
and
nice.
I love that if you want to have this as your final step, you want to take everything off and that's just your cleansing. A lot of people like to do that at night. They just don't want to go wash their face. Or if you're the dual cleanser and you want to have that as your first step, I've been taking off my makeup with that, and then I go backwards and I use the hydrating facial cleanser afterwards. And you're just basically, not all cleansers are the same, so use a cleanser that has something built into it, like a ceramide, where you can really, work at that protective barrier to your skin.
Got to treat your face well.
National Cleanser Week, right?
All right, you can get more information about all of this by going to CeraVe.com. Thanks so much, Mickey.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto, and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Going to college is always a better bet than not going to college. But there's an asterisk, and that asterisk is what will be the debt you incur.
The next big bubble to burst. More kids need student loans. Few jobs pay enough to pay them back. I'm Alan Cohn. What will millennials do, and what are the answers?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
Welcome back. So what do you wish for as you blow out your birthday cake candles? Well, maybe you should wish that the rest of the party doesn't get your germs. Researchers at Clemson University have discovered that blowing out the candles on the cake increases the level of bacteria by 1,400%. Gross, especially when you think about how kids blow out, spray and spit everywhere. You know how they did the research? They had a pizza party. They got the kids' salivary glands going, and then to simulate the cake, they blew onto styrofoam so they could test the contamination. 1,400 times. That's disgusting. However, the good news is most of the bacteria in our mouths is pretty harmless. I mean, we do kiss each other, so that the cake is still relatively safe to eat.
I've never had anybody get sick from a birthday party, and I've had a lot of birthday parties.
I'm not going to stop having people blow candles
You can't.
out.
It's tradition.
But have you ever watched it like the 7-year-old age when they're like, and that's how they blow out the candles, and you're just like, oh God.
Yeah, but we still kiss them and love them and lick our fingers and wipe their faces.
And you know what? I think kids need to get used to germs. The ones that are really, really protected are going to get sick sometime along the way. You're going to bump into those germs sometime. So build up a resistance.
Okay, if you want to build your kids' resistance to germs, I know exactly where you should take them. A ball pit. You know what I'm talking about? Like those little soft balls you dive and jump into. There's not as many of them around lately. And this may be why. An anonymous company claims theirs was never cleaned, even after vomit and bathroom incidents.
Oh my gosh.
The filth is real. The kids jump in the ball pits, and then they put their fingers in their mouths. I mean, there's that one, how should we put it, pizza singing place with the mouse as the mascot.
Yeah.
Where they had both ball pits and tubes And my kids used to talk about seeing people have accidents up in the tubes.
Oh, my goodness.
Where a grown-up couldn't even crawl up and clean.
Well, I'll say in their defense, I was at one on Saturday, and they didn't have balls or tubes. So maybe they've learned that lesson.
I think they've had to get rid of all that. McDonald's used to have ball pits, and they don't.
I believe in the 5-second rule, but I don't believe in ball pits.
Okay.
What's the 5-second rule?
Like if you drop it, you could still eat it.
5 seconds. All right, well, we have more than 5 seconds to go wash our hands because we're headed to the kitchen with the Rosemary. We're going to be germ-free, Chef Scott, I promise.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilges. Now we're taking a look at Suncoast Traffic Watch because traffic is at a standstill on I-75 south in Manatee County from a multi-vehicle accident that was earlier this afternoon. Traffic from the southbound ramp from exit 228 to 97th Street East in Manatee County, it is completely backed up. Also, there is some backup on US 41 and US 301 from those drivers trying to avoid that accident. All lanes are closed except for the center lane. Now we're going to head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. We have temperatures too. Feels like temperatures in the 100 to 106 degree range right now. It's hot all over the place, and some cooler weather is on the way. Looks like at least some showers will bring that in. It's already starting to do so at Anna Maria Island. Also some showers lined up just to the southwest of Siesta. More on that coming up today at 5. See you then.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. And now, for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-468-1930. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target store today.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, back to school week continues. What can you do to help your kids' teachers? We're going to get the honest truth about one of the most important jobs there is, a teacher talks. Plus, the importance of keeping kids moving, both in and outside of the classroom with fitness. We'll meet this weekend's McCurdy's comedy headliner, and Philippi Creek Oyster Bar helps us celebrate National Oyster Day in the kitchen.
And welcome back. We're here with Chef Scott from the Rosemary. What do we have going on today?
Today we have some cardamom seared scallops and shrimp with a forbidden rice and Japanese wakame seaweed salad.
Wow.
Yeah, say that 3 times.
What is that forbidden rice?
Forbidden rice is actually, it was forbidden for all the people. It was only for the emperor and his concubines. It's like a black or a magenta rice that wasn't cultivated. It would just kind of wildly appear.
This is all I'll have in common with the concubines.
Absolutely.
I want to eat some of this rice.
And penalty was beheading if you weren't.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're royalty, so we feel privileged.
All right.
All right, let's get cooking. What I see something searing already.
We have some giant scallops here. These are U10s. They're very large. If you'd like to start with the shrimp.
Okay, what do I do with this?
All we're going to do is toss them in here. This is some cardamom.
All of them at the same time, or one at a time?
Yeah, just throw them all in there.
Chef, tell us about cardamom, because that's not a spice we run into all that much.
No, you know, I love it. I use it for cookies. I use it for tea. It's great on seafood. It's an Indian spice. It comes in a little tiny seed pod. There's about 4 little pieces inside of it. You can buy it ground if you can find it. Otherwise, you have to do it by hand, and it's kind of time-consuming.
I think these are ready.
I think you're ready.
Okay, just put them in?
Oh, yeah.
So you started the scallops first. Did they take longer to cook than the shrimp?
They do, yeah. They take about 8 to 10 minutes on the heat that we're using here.
Okay, so start with scallops, then add your shrimp.
And then add the shrimp, and then in a moment we'll flip the scallops. Sort of right there.
Oh, they're turning brown. Look at
You can start flipping the scallops now if you like.
I can't do it like you did it.
Well, that was an accident, actually.
No, claim it was on purpose with your wrist. That's a gorgeous color.
I did it. I bragged too soon.
And the cardamom is dynamite. You're going to love it. It's really, it's a very unique flavor. Yeah.
What's in the pan?
What's in the pan? Blended oil.
Blended oil.
Yeah, we do our own blended. We use canola and extra virgin.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
All right, now let's talk more about forbidden rice and what is in it. Did I hear seaweed?
Yes, I just combined forbidden rice with some Japanese seaweed. You can buy it pre-made in the store. Wakame.
Okay.
Yeah, we do most of our own. This one is a store-bought. It's seaweed, ginger, sesame oil.
So a very Asian flair to the rice part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all right, now so you have Tracy putting it in there to make a gorgeous little centerpiece.
Correct.
Does she have to pack it?
Pack a little bit more in there, absolutely.
Is this like brown sugar? You're going to pack it down?
Yeah, exactly. A little bit more because you want it to hit the plate. And
we're going to learn the art of plating today.
Yes.
It's not my specialty. Oh, you just whacked that right out there.
Oh, you did.
Got it.
Wow.
A little off center, but other than that, you're in good shape.
Like a sand bucket on Siesta Key.
Good, same theory. I agree. All right, looks like our shrimp may be close to turning over.
Yeah, here we go. You want to give us a turn over here?
You know I don't cook very often.
Well, it's the thought that
In
counts.
fact, all my cooking is right here on this show. And I like to keep it that way. I believe in supporting local restaurants.
And she also doesn't believe in cooking at home.
I got it.
All right, we'll let those continue to sear. Walk us through a little bit about how you did do the plating, because it looks absolutely gorgeous. What are some of the side items?
We're going to take some of the wakame if you'd like to.
Sure.
Here, I have some gloves.
You want to try it?
Somewhere.
Sure. Here,
we're just going to drop them in the corners.
All right, I'm going to use a utensil, if I can find one.
And I just have some mango, and I brought some charred lemon and some charred lime. Yeah, just put a little bit in each corner.
So you're going to use those as like a little nest for the scallops?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, when you try it, it's really, it doesn't come out so much in the rice, so when you have a little bite of it underneath your scallops, you'll be very happy.
It has a great, you know, kind of Asian odor to it. Like it smells, is it the ginger I'm probably smelling?
It's the ginger and the sesame oil, yeah.
It smells great. Okay, so I've got nests for my scallops, and then is the mango for color?
Mango is actually for a little bit of sweetness and for color.
Okay,
so
do you do the sauce first? I know you said you have magic sauce.
We have magic sauce right there.
Okay, you want me to do that?
No, wait, because we want to put it on top of the seafood.
This is why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, just whatever makes you feel good.
Okay,
There
don't
you go.
assume we know what we're doing.
Don't say that.
Right.
There we go, that's fine, that's perfect.
Okay.
And now we're going to take our scallops, we're going to place them on top of the wakame.
Okay.
And then we are going to just put the shrimp in. We'll put some lemon lime, a little bit of yard work.
All right, I'm going to let you guys do the yard work, and I am going to wrap this this up. So here, help Tracy decorate well. Come on, you can do it. Grab her some tongs, plop them on in there. This is Chef Scott from the Rosemary with a gorgeous scallop and shrimp dish with forbidden rice. Tracy wanted to make a tower instead. So a lot of fun to have everybody here. Fun foodie show with Edible Sarasota represented by Tracy and Nikki, of course, active with all the chefs and Hitched and Honey here on the Suncoast. So thanks for being here for both of you.
So fun.
Big thank you to Kim Livingood for giving me Wrigley. Even when he's not with us, he'll be with us. So take some time, enjoy the Suncoast view.